Thank you very much, Chair. The most alarming thing is this idea we're going to have efficiency savings and cuts, when the one thing we really do need to do is actually be more efficient in terms of how we use stuff. And one of the crying shames is this £1.9 million estimated electricity bill. Walking around the housing stock in my patch, I see all the landlord lighting, the archaic lighting fixtures that are using vast amounts of energy. I see this council chamber with these old gloomy lights. In the opposition room, we had the heating turned on full, and I've probably been the only person in there this week. There is lots of opportunity to... Thank you, Councillor Golby. Snide remarks not required when I'm speaking. We fundamentally can do an awful lot to reduce our energy use. So I hope rather than just focus on cutting staff and focusing on cutting public services, we try and green this council up. So actually, it won't have a £1.9 million electricity bill. It won't have such a high gas bill. And actually, it's later in the agenda, we won't waste so much money on diesel for all our vans because we can start to electrify. We really need to tackle energy use and become more efficient. And every year, I keep asking this council to install solar on some of its buildings. Yeah, there is a massive opportunity for some of this £1.9 million utility cost actually to be electricity we're making at far less cost. So I do hope Councillor Croft will take that request to employ someone as an energy efficiency person out of this 1.9 million and actually get the 1.9 million down to 1.5 million. Yeah, it's so bad just wasting electricity, wasting heating, and not having an efficient green council. There's lots of other things I could pick up on here. It is really, really important that we accept we've got an inflation crisis. But it's also important to know a lot of this is self-inflicted by 12 years of Conservative government that is now coming back to bite us. And we're doing so many vanity projects. There's this hotel we're building, and that will make a loss during the first few years. That surely is part of our £2.5 million deficit, just funding the interest and the start-up costs that are revenue costs in the early years until it gets the momentum to hopefully cover its own costs. So I do hope we get more information in your medium-term financial plan to show where all the vanity projects are actually adding to our cost pressures. Thank you.
Councillor Condacor, as a point of clarification, you mentioned about putting additional green technology into various parts of the council's estate. Are you aware that those will be capital projects?
Yes, I am aware there'll be capital projects, and the payback on the electricity cost we're expecting will be only a couple of years. And we are spending lots of capital money on really vanity projects. So invest to save is a very sensible thing to do.
So can I ask, you've said that you would be happy to spend capital money on that, but then you have told us at Cabinet on numerous occasions not to take out any additional borrowing. So would you have us borrow more money to fund your vanity projects on green technology, which aren't all yet proven?
And a good example is landlord lighting. If you borrowed £500,000 to get all our housing revenue stock lighting to be efficient, the interest rate on £500,000 will be 50,000 or 25,000 a year, and we save more than that on the electricity. So you have to do capital projects that actually more than cover the cost of the interest of the capital. But the landlord lighting is a classic example where we've got far too much electricity waste. Christmas lights, we don't ever seem to have them on time switches. They're absolutely beautiful, but why are they on at 4 in the morning? There's lots of things where just in certain time switches, sorting out our estate would actually save us so much money that actually it would give us a return that would more than cover the interest rate. Thank you.
So the answer is yes, you want us to take on more borrowing despite your previous protestations at Cabinet?
No, I want you to borrow and spend it more wisely.
I think that's a yes.